All right, guys, this is Dr. David Jockers, and today we're talking about 7 steps to avoid the detox flu. So a lot of times when people are going through cleanses and detoxes and following a ketogenic diet, they start to feel bad, right? They start to maybe have headaches, they start to shake, get really tired, maybe vomit or be nauseous. And so here are some principles to make sure that doesn't happen. And by the way, oftentimes when this happens, it's actually what we call the Herxheimer reaction, which is part of a healing response in the body. So oftentimes, for many individuals, we have a bad microflora. We may have candida overgrowth or small intestinal bacterial overgrowth or parasites or something along those lines. And so as those organisms start to die off because their food supply is reduced, they release a lot of toxins, and those toxins can get into our bloodstream and obviously cause more inflammation and affect our body. So how do we actually prevent against that and reduce as much of those toxins as possible? Well, 7 big keys, and in order to understand how to apply it, we've got to understand the 5 major detoxification organs. So we've got our kidneys and our bladder, of course, right? We've got our liver, very key for deactivating toxins. We've got our gut, right? So moving things through, having good bowel motility, we're gonna talk about that. That's extremely key for this. Our skin is actually a major detoxification organ. So we've gotta make sure that is functioning as well as possible, right? So, and then our lungs. So actually breathing effectively is very, very important. So here are 7 big things that we wanna be doing. Number 1 is deep breathing. So doing a lot of deep breathing. Deep breath in, hold, deep breath out. So there's a strategy called 4-4-4 where you do 4-second deep breath in, 4-second hold, and then 4-second release. That's 12 seconds. Do 5 of those a minute. Try to do that for 3 to 5 minutes. So deep breathing, very, very powerful for getting more toxins out. In fact, our lungs and respiration is the number 1 way our body detoxifies. Most people don't realize that, but actually breathing out toxins is the number 1 way that we get toxins out of our system. So highly recommend that, making sure you're deep breathing. So second thing is we gotta make sure that we're hydrating, right? So lots and lots of water, so we're flushing things out. And the water will help flush things out, particularly through, of course, our bladder and our kidneys, but also help move our bowels and will help with good bowel activity, which is our 3rd key, is good gut motility, right? So we've got to make sure that we're moving our bowels effectively. You should move your bowels at least once in the first hour that you wake up. And so a lot of people aren't doing that, but if you drink and hydrate the way that I teach you, right, where you're doing 8 to 16 ounces of water first 15 minutes, 8 to 16 ounces of water second 15 minutes, in a sense trying to get 48 to 64 ounces of water the first 4 to 6 hours that you're awake, you will definitely move your bowels in the morning, probably, if not once, probably twice. And you wanna make sure you've cleared out everything that you ate the day before within a 24-hour period. Hydration's key for that. Also making sure, of course, we've got a lot of good fibrous foods, so fibrous vegetables, fermented foods and tonics can be really good, like apple cider vinegar, coconut water kefir, sauerkraut, kimchi, very, very good for bowel activity. So we wanna do that. Some ground chia seed can be very, very effective for that. MCT oil, which is something we wanna use on a regular basis with our ketogenic cleanse. MCT oil or coconut butter, also very good for stimulating bowel activity. So those are all things that we wanna be doing in order to help that part of detox. Okay, the 4th big thing is really helping our liver to detoxify. And so we could do things like a coffee enema, for example, right? If that's something you may have seen results with in the past, or something that you feel like may be beneficial for you. It's something I recommend to a lot of people. Doing coffee enemas, very, very good for liver flushes, liver detoxification. Also putting the lemon essential oil or fresh squeezed lemon in your water when you're hydrating, very good for the liver, very good for moving toxins and deactivating toxins out of your system. So that will really help your liver. Also, we wanna grab up some extra toxins. So as these endotoxins or toxins that are produced within the body, particularly from microbes, as they die off or as they feed, as the endotoxin levels increase, we're gonna have more symptoms and reactions. So taking something like activated charcoal or a bentonite clay or something along those lines, or a zeolite, can actually help grab, bind, and pull toxins out of our system. So that can be extremely effective. Take 500 milligrams to a gram of activated charcoal once or twice a day. Very, very powerful way to remove endotoxins. I've seen a lot of my clients get over Herxheimer reactions, these healing responses, very effectively doing that. And then we also want to make sure that we're using magnesium. So magnesium is extremely key for the body, and we're trying to detox. We're going to go through a lot more magnesium. So magnesium can be very helpful. So doing something like a magnesium citrate or a magnesium malate or magnesium threonate, very, very good for helping our body to detoxify, helping our body to overcome, in a sense, the detox flu. So doing something like that, somewhere around 500 milligrams, maybe 250 milligrams twice a day, or even 500 milligrams if you tolerate it well, twice a day, can be extremely effective for this process. So the other big thing is keeping your blood sugar balanced. And so the hydration is gonna help with that. But also doing things like taking some MCT oil, maybe in herbal tea, or obviously consuming good quality foods, so keeping the sugar levels down, right? But consuming perhaps a protein shake, right? With good high quality protein, coconut milk, a little bit of MCT oil, things like that. You know, if you need to snack on pumpkin seeds or macadamia nuts, getting some of those good fats will help stabilize blood sugar. Extremely important. And the last thing we're going to talk about is really getting out in the sun, right? And so we talk about how our skin is a major detoxification organ. There's 3 major ways that we can detox through our skin. One is actually using a dry brush, right? It's actually very, very effective. Dry brush, just take a soft bristle brush, start in your extremities, go towards your heart. Strokes towards your heart helps pump your lymphatics. It also helps remove old skin debris. That's really, really good. And then you can follow that up with an Epsom salt bath, where you're actually soaking in Epsom salts, which have magnesium and sulfates that get into your body and improve your detoxification response. So that's a great way. Getting in the sun, right? So doing sunbathing. Not only can that make you sweat, but also at the same time, it actually charges your body up with biophotons, helps you deactivate toxins, actually helps charge all the major detoxification systems. So sunbathing, extremely effective. And then last but not least, getting in a sauna. Ideally an infrared sauna. If you don't have access to that, you can get in a steam sauna at least. As long as you're hydrated, you get in that steam sauna or infrared sauna just for a couple minutes, right, to what you're able to tolerate. And that can really help remove some of the toxins, get heavy metals out, get some of these endotoxins out of your system, reduce inflammation in your body, and really help you feel a lot better. So those are the 7 steps to overcoming the detox flu. So make sure you apply those, and I'm sure you'll see success with it.